In the studio with Chris and DJ Wreckboy Shot. You know we in the stew, in the streets or in the booth. Get in tune, click and view, and get into the interview. Behind the scenes of all your dreams and everyone you listen to. Underground or on the scene, you might catch a gem or two. 845 or worldwide, digital or physical. On the block or in the news, we understand we did it too. Promote yourself or get a budget. Gotta learn the do's and doesn't. Gotta learn when to bet it. If we said it, you could trust it. Cause you're now in the studio with Chris and DJ Wreckboy Shot.
What's good, my peoples? You already know what it is. DJ Wreckboy Shot, the homie Chris in the studio. What's shaking, homie? How you feeling?
Oh man, you already know, bro. Blessed, glad to be back. You know what I mean? Still like on a fucking high from last week, my man.
Nah. It was definitely a fun as dope as time. I still can't believe how much fun we actually had. I wish we could finish it all out on the Facebook. You know, YouTube and Facebook got all crazy, and you know they shut us down. But it was still all good. Shout out to Stitches. Stitches is in the building. We definitely had a good time. Homie just got his Facebook back. So that was super dope. Super dope.
Yeah, it was crazy to have all the everybody from different shows on live. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, to me,
Absolutely.
it still like blows my mind. Like, you know what I mean? What we was able to accomplish and how everybody, you know, put their pride to the side and their egos, you know what I mean? And linked up and made it happen, man. It was crazy. It was powerful. It was powerful. Like the show, and it's still doing numbers. Like, you know what I mean? I was looking at it today, did over 1,000 some views, you know what I mean? Over 4,000 hits. Like, you know, and I didn't look into the countries and shit, you know what I mean? But that's, you know what I mean? That's some good numbers independently for not, you know what I mean? I personally been tied up. I haven't shared it or did watch parties with it or anything like that, you know what I mean? So for it to be pretty much sitting idle besides, you know, everybody who's been sharing it, it's crazy.
You're right, because we didn't do any watch parties or anything like that since the show. It's like, we've actually been like missing in action. You get what I'm saying? But for it to be banging out views the way it is, what's up? We definitely gotta link with everybody and figure out a way to do it again. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
You know,
Like you said,
so
fuck pride.
absolutely right, absolutely right. Now, salute to all of us. Because we all made it happen. It was a group effort. Everybody played their part. Everybody kept it respectful. We kept it positive. We all had fun. So salute to everybody involved. In the field radio, the brothers at Too Humble, Stitches at Brutally Honest, the Voice of the Valley, Finally TV, Gabe and Dash. We had a good time, man. We definitely had a good time. What we got to do is plan the next one. I've been going over some ideas in my head. Maybe we do like a trivia, or maybe we just all pick 3 videos and just randomly play them, and then the one who gets, we'll keep we'll throw them out, and whoever has the most at the end is the winner. Nobody
Right.
knows who's
Like have the people vote on it type shit.
Yeah, either you keep it or trash it, and whoever has the most keeps at the end of the show is the winner, but nobody knows whose videos is whose. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, maybe something like that, But what's on your mind, homie?
Nah, yo, listen, it's been an interesting week in hip hop, right? Like a bunch of shit been going on. So what's been getting a lot of talk about lately is the Gucci and Jeezy verses. You know what I mean? I got to get your thoughts on that and what the people thinking. So, what you think is gonna be good? You think it's gonna be bad? What you think? Are you tuning in? You know what I mean? And people who tune in, if y'all can like, share, comment. Also, let us know what you thinking about the Gucci and Jeezy verses. But what you thinking, Shy? Like you looking forward to it? You know what I mean? Or it's like whatever.
Yeah, I'm pretty much on some if it pop off, it pop off. I think it might be entertaining. I don't I'm more of Jeezy than a Gucci Mane. So
Mm.
to me, I don't I don't know. You know, last time I picked, I was dead off. I wasn't dead off, but I lost. And I don't know. All I can think of is different hits with Jeezy. Jeezy got a lot of hits. But like I said, I don't listen to Gucci Mane. So I don't know how to compare to, you get what I'm saying? Like I don't know
Yeah.
how to go about all of that. But see, I don't even know if I'm gonna watch it only because I don't like Gucci.
Oh,
So
word?
I mean that's my thing. Like I gotta be interested in both parties for me. So when they go back and forth, I can be like, all right, bet. I don't want to hear Young G. Jeezy. You know, I put on. You know, and it pops off, and then I hear Lemonade by Gucci. It's like I don't want to hear this shit. I'm gonna scroll up. You get what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Or you know, I'm not. I don't think that's. I don't know. That's just how I feel about. It. How you feel about it? You gonna watch that?
You know, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna definitely watch it. I'm gonna be definitely tuned in. I don't know. I don't have a favorite. You know what I mean? Like I'm like you. I mess with a couple Boozy songs, but like that's not his whole catalog now. You know what I mean? But I got a lot of people from down south on my page, and they talking spicy for fucking Boozy. You know what I mean? For Gucci. Like you know what I'm saying? So for me it's which I really wanted to see Jeezy and Ti. I was more interested in that.
Yeah. See, that one I will watch. That one I will watch. Even though I'm selective with the certain Ti songs that I listen to, but I'll tell you what, I would definitely watch that one. That one would get me focused on watching. But yeah, Gucci and Jeezy, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna be that interested in that. What else you got?
Did Ti back out? Like, how did that happen? Ti backed out, or
I don't know. I think Ti was talking crazy. He wanted to bottle Buster and Jeezy at the same time, but I think the people spoke and wanted to hear Gucci and Jeezy. I guess because it was hey girl, what up? What's shaking? Um, I don't know. You get what I'm saying? I think that's what happened. Let's see what Stitcher says. Stitcher says, "Yeah, I'm with y'all. I would have been more interested if Ti was there." Yeah, well, Ti's more. I don't know. He's down south, but more relatable to New York or outside of the South.
It's
You know,
crazy. It's crazy. You referred to him as New York because that's when he was going crazy, right? Because he was saying New York pretty much don't respect down south, and that's why he wanted to do the
shout out to the
battle.
homie J Royal. But no, yo, listen, Ti, listen, Ti was bugging the fuck out when he said that stupid shit about New York and all this other crazy shit. But he's one of the people that we accept from down there. It was the same thing with like Jeezy, you know, Gucci, yeah, but we accept more. We accept more of Ti and Jeezy than we do Gucci. You get what I'm
Hmm.
saying? You know, I mean, not only that, but like, I don't know if there's a song with Gucci and Hov. Like, Jeezy got a song with Hov. Like, he's been, you get what I'm saying? Like, when you've been knighted by New York, you hit different. You get what I'm saying? Everybody else
Yeah,
look at
yeah,
you.
yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So, you know, it's different for those guys. You know, so we'll give them a pass even when they talking that shit that we don't really understand. You get what I'm saying up here? Anyway, I mean, you kind of in tune with that shit now because that's what y'all do
Nah,
now.
yo, it's weird. I'm still on I'm still on the type of music I used to listen to. I listen to a
No,
lot
you're
of
not.
more independent
No, you're not.
artists.
You lying. You lying.
No,
You
no, I
more
don't. I don't. What
you
happened?
more open. Cause last time I was down here, my nigga, you was banging all that down south shit, pumping. You knew all the radio stations. You was
No,
like,
I
it
know
was
the
no
radio
more. Yo,
stations.
listen, it was no more. Oh, you know, I'm new around here. Nah, nigga, you knew the lingo, the slang, all that shit. So cut it
Nah,
out.
nah, nah. I don't sound like crazy. I don't sound nothing like it's crazy because people tell me all the time, "Yo, you're not from here." Like as soon as I speak, but yeah, no, like I'm more what's the word I'm looking for? I'm more open to listening for one time, but is that like the shit I play in my car now? You know what I mean? But listening, meeting more and more people down here, I'm hearing again. You know what I mean? Gucci
A different
gonna
sound.
take
Yeah.
him. You know what I mean? But I don't know. But while we talking about this whole versus shit, I've been noticing. I think it was yesterday or today. I think it was yesterday. I seen on Instagram. the 50 Cent possibly doing the verses with the Game. Well, you know they got history, you know they got beef, you know what I mean? Do you think it would be good? Is that one you'd be interested in checking out?
It definitely, music wise, hell yeah, because they got classic shit. Documentary is a fucking classic album, and Get Rich or Die Trying is a fucking classic album. So that would definitely be worth that would be worth the attention. Not only that, they both characters, so it'd be like WWE, SmackDown versus Raw, music wise. I think fuck around, one of them niggas might get shot at the end of the night. More likely, game. Because some niggas they take it beyond that. But yeah, the only thing is with that, how is that gonna work when 50 kind of constructed a lot of the game's hits or a lot of joints that he's on with the game? So how would you you gonna discount all the joints that they did together?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question because I was kind of thinking the same shit. Like, how does this work? Because most of his hits are the ones that when they were working together. You know what I mean? So I don't know how that would play out. That's a good question.
Well, but like I said, that one would definitely be entertaining. So yeah, I would definitely be into that. But what's up, man? You want to jump into a video real quick, or what up?
Yeah. Let's jump into video. Then we talk. We talking a lot of shit. Like we said, man, a lot of shit happened in hip hop this last week. You know what I mean, and the week before that. You know what I mean. So we pretty much touching on that. You know what I mean. We got the homie Has G, aka Fan with the Beats, would be on Friday. He come back on. He got a bunch of new things going on, studio music, bunch of shit. I'm gonna let him talk about it. He coming back on Friday. Yeah, it's a crazy week, you know what I mean, for us in hip hop. But yeah, let's jump in. What you got? Which one you thinking first?
Which one you want to play? You let me know, nigga. You want to get to the party tonight?
It's up to you, man. You control it. All right, you be muting motherfuckers whenever you want and shit. So I'm gonna just sit back and vibe.
Nah, you gotta sit back now. You want to sit back. Now, after the last 2 weeks, now you want to sit back with just me.
Yeah, yo, you treating me like a fucking stepchild. Like, yo, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah, listen, you want to show out when we got company. When it's just me and you, then it's like, yo, whatever you want to do, it's good, Poppy. Everything is cool. You got your glass over there. You good now?
It's water. It's water this week. It's no Henny and nothing like that. So yeah, it's regular.
That's bad. All right, well, we're gonna get into the new Reckless Dash joint. Hopefully get you in the party room. But you already know DJ Red Boy. Shout out to homie Chris in the studio. Let us know what you think. All right, easy. Shout out to young Brock too. I see Brock in the building. Let us know what you think, Brock.
I gotta keep it on me just in case I need it. The burner keep me warm, cause it's my heater. You can't catch me lacking, boy, I'ma lean 'em. We ain't cut for no hoes, we be treating. I'm putting my all into this shit, what are you thinking? Getting the cash, I'm getting the bag, a young nigga geeking. I'm fighting some demons, it feel like I'm drowning, I'm in the deep end. I don't trust none of these hoes, swear to God they be feeding. These niggas talk a lot, I swear to God they follow us. Add me on IG, Reckless Dash, be my follower. Y'all can't copy us, y'all can't be as hot as us. Y'all can't talk no money, y'all gotta get y'all dollars up. If I pop on you right now, bro got follow-ups. We gon' throw some shots and leave your ass outlined with Chuck. I don't fuck with thotties, they gon' try to line me up. Shake that ass on the pole, I'ma throw some ones. I ain't nothing in that pussy, you gon' swallow nut. I'm everywhere you not, boy ain't no finding us. But we ain't hiding out, see the ops we serving out. Treat the ops like a car crash, but we burn them out. This 40 on my hip got abs, cause I work it out. I gotta get to the bag and stay off the map like Casper. I gotta run up them racks, none of the other shit matters. It's level to the shit, I'm climbing the ladder. Look at the data, I don't know brag about shit that I do. Stay low key when I'm breaking the rules. The niggas I talk a lot always gonna lose. Big mouth niggas are something to prove. She love the way we drip. We going apes to AA. 30 is up on the clip. These bullets will fucking be fit. My life is just like a seesaw. Bullets knock half of your cheek off. Blow off your potty box off impact, just like C4. I gotta keep it on me just in case I need it. The burner keep me warm, cause it's my heater. You can't catch me lacking, boy, I'ma lean 'em. We ain't cut for no hoes, we be treating. I'm putting my all into this shit, what are you thinking? Getting the cash, I'm getting the bag, a young nigga geeking. I'm fighting some demons, it feel like I'm drowning, I'm in the deep end. I don't trust none of these hoes, swear to God they be feeding. Hold up, I know you see me with the gang. Bunch of gangsters on my team, we pop out, we gon' bang. Cold heart, I won't change, these niggas bitch made. My watch stay frozen, but I stay hot, just like the oven. I do niggas dirty, that ain't nothing, I clap his muffin. I know I'm dangerous, I throw my bullets to the Patriots. I was never with the hate and shit, I show love cause I'm great at this. I'm top 5 on your favorite list, fuck around and I'ma fade you, nigga. I'm with the money, end the discussion. These niggas broke, I don't really like talking. You got $1,000 pair of sneaks and still walking. Nigga, you broke. Nigga, you broke. I gotta keep it on me just in case I need it. The burner keep me warm, cause it's my heater. You can't catch me lacking, boy, I'ma lean 'em. We ain't cut for no hoes, we be treating. I'm putting my all in.
What's goody, my peoples? You already know DJ Wreck Boy. Shout out to homie Chris in the studio. That was the homie Young Dash. I keep it on me. What you thought, homie?
Wow. I don't even know where to start, honestly. First, was that it?
Yo, don't do that, homie.
Nah, I like it, but there's some things about it that was throwing me off. But was that an industry beat?
Nah, I think that's his joint. I don't know.
It
It
sounded
like
either it was a sample or something. It sounded what you call it. That was my first question. The fast flow threw me off.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I like the energy. You know what I mean? I seen it had a nice little something to look at in there. It was yeah, I don't know, man. Like it, maybe it was like again, maybe it was the way he was flowing on it. It really didn't. I like the excitement. You know what I mean? But it really didn't grab me.
Okay. Gabe chimed in. Shout out to Gabe. Gabe, what up, homie? Gabe chimed in and said, "Bunch of dudes in the booty, typical video." Yo, listen, what you didn't like about it, homie? Like, expound on that. Let us know, cause you over there. That shit threw you for a loop, huh? You didn't watch the video before tonight?
No, I didn't see it. I didn't see it. I seen somebody told me he dropped it because I don't follow him. You know what I'm saying? I know of him. You know what I mean? But somebody told me he dropped the video. I didn't go check it. You know what I mean? So when you played it tonight, it was the first time that I seen it. For me, I'm telling you, I think it was the flow. You know what I mean? It didn't grab me. It went from the fast 16 to the slow hook to the fast. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe it was that. The video again. The video, like Gabe said. You know what I mean? A bunch of dudes in the booty. You know what I mean? I don't know, to be honest. Like it didn't grab me. It wasn't one of those songs that you hear and you're like, oh, okay, I can mess with this. It wasn't no what's the name of that track that they played last week? Shout out to Too Humble. It wasn't no
Energy.
What was the name of that track? Yeah, it wasn't no energy. You know what I'm saying?
No, energy. Shout out to Too Humble. Yeah, shout out to Too Humble and in the field. They was just they just did the show last week.
Nah, yo, shout out, I hope I say this right, Cleo Rodriguez. We definitely will play that YVNG viral. Now, I did hear that joint. That joint I fucks with. Shout out to homie, my man Blue, Big Face Music, you know what I mean? We got one of their joints. But so, you know, we spoke about the verses, right? The Jeezy and the Gucci. We spoke about 50 Cent and the Game possible verses.
Speaking of 50.
What happened?
Speaking of 50 just chimed in about Lil Wayne asking for a pardon since he wanted to be promoting Trump. Because you know,
right.
So Lil Wayne got that gun charge. You know, he got he's a felon, got caught. They searched his jet and they found a loaded firearm and
when that my bad, shout out Silla, shout out Big Face. Y'all keep it loud. We definitely gonna play that up next. But when that happened like last year, right? It was like a year ago, maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah, but yeah. No, it happened like I want to say 2019, and I guess they moving forward with it. So 50 being 50, who he is saying that yo, since you wanna get on your political shit, why don't you ask homie for a pardon? You know, because that Fed case, that shit carried 10 years, and before he get up out of here, ask for a pardon. which is I can dig it. I can dig it. He
Yeah, yo.
did you
It was it
see
was
about that whole Trump thing?
what
What
when
50
he's
said? 50 said that they offered him $1 million.
right. You know, I heard that. I watched the whole interview with the Breakfast Club. Shout out YVNG here in the building. Keep it locked, young man. We're gonna play your joint next. Definitely keep it locked. But yeah, nah, I seen the Breakfast Club interview where he was talking about that. And people need to realize like that's what a lot of these politicians do when they trying to like touch people like us. You know what I mean? They're looking at the people we look up to kind of influence us to sway. You know what I mean? Whatever they want their way. You know what I mean? But
Absolutely.
so we talking
Nah,
about yeah, my bad, God.
it's weird, and you should be on point. You get what I'm saying? And
Right.
just pay attention because you know, see where people's motives at. It'll be different, when people are fully active and they for a cause versus
Yeah.
out of nowhere when it's convenient. Like wake up. You get what I'm saying? Like just Lil Wayne didn't get nothing in political, didn't know what racism was, none of that shit until 2 weeks before the election, a week before the election. All of a sudden, he's telling us, yo, this is
He probably got fuck around talking about what 50 said. He probably got paid to take that picture and say what he said.
you don't think he did?
You know what I'm
I
saying?
wouldn't think about it. He
I
probably did,
wouldn't
but
doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it.
dude,
I wouldn't doubt
his
it.
publicist said, yo, you want this mill? Yeah, all right. All you gotta do is go over here
Right.
and say this shit. Yo,
After
nigga,
he dropped
you know
after
what
he
he
dropped
said to
that
him?
bullshit ass album, you're gonna need that bread.
What?
So
You know what?
I had to
You
throw
know
my
what else
shot in
he's
there.
figuring too, though?
What's
You know
up?
what else he's figuring? Niggas ain't gonna listen to him on some political shit, so it's really not gonna bother anybody. Like if you take political advice from Lil Wayne, then you're an idiot. Like
Right,
that's probably what he
right.
thought. Like yo, niggas ain't gonna listen to me anyway, so what the fuck? I might as well go get this million. I think.
So shout out Thomas. Thomas says politicians doing the same thing corporations do to influence you. Non-stop trying to dupe you into buying or voting their way. Exactly.
Absolutely,
Exactly. Exactly.
absolutely,
So
absolutely.
we talking about 50 was talking about Lil Wayne, right? About the whole gun charge shit. He should, hit his man up, try to get pardoned out of that. So while we on the gun wave, right? Because I watched also an interview with Boosie where he was talking about it's dangerous, right? You know what I mean? Out here in these streets, we got R.I.P. King Von got killed in ATL. You know what I mean? And then you had the
Yeah,
homie Mo3 got killed in Texas, right? So
right.
it's been crazy. It's been a crazy, and that's what I was a little bit talking about earlier. It's been crazy in hip hop. What's your thoughts on all this? You know what I mean? Because a lot like I put up a post, you know what I mean, just to touch on this real quick. I put up a post last week where I said, yo, you got to realize the power of talking, how you could talk that shit into existence, right? And a lot of these kids and a lot of people in their music are talking about, yo, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and you know a lot of it is coming into fruition, you know what I mean? So touch on that a little bit for me, Shot. Like, what's your thoughts when you're hearing all this? You know, because we didn't have this when we were growing up. You know what I mean? Yeah, artists were beefing, they was fighting. It was, you know what I mean? We had the Tupac and Biggie shit, the Big L shit, but that wasn't a hip hop beef. You know what I mean? So like, when you seen all this, what you thinking? And for the people tuned in, let me know what you thinking, because some of you guys might be fans of these artists.
I mean, me personally, this shit is weird because there's always a backstory. You get what I'm
Right,
saying? So like it's different when like Benny the Butcher just got shot.
right.
He got stuck up. That's different. You get what I'm saying? So now that's a whole different situation. The King Von, and I don't know how Mo3 what his situation was, but I really looked up the King Von, who he was.
Yeah. No, another artist, Mo3 out of Texas, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like I don't know what their stories is exactly, but I was interested in finding the backstory with King Von. And let's see, like that night, I don't know what he was beefing with dude about or why he had beef, but he was on Como. And as you know, and I know, when it be in certain situations, it be on Como. So you get what I'm saying? Like it's weird because you say, yo, listen, fight it out. You get what I'm saying? So boom, 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 they fighting it, they duking it out. Son gets shot. So it's like, all right, boom. First you say fight it out if you have an issue. Then you do fight it out, and then somebody ends up still getting killed. So is it
I mean,
it's not
I mean,
worth it to even get to that point?
I mean
So
that be the problem, right? Like a lot of people don't wanna they're scared to fight. You know what I mean? Like they're scared to lose. Like
yeah,
I tell people all the time, it
but
takes a
my whole
special
thing is,
person.
listen, even
Go
with
ahead, go
that,
ahead.
even with that, it wasn't even the dude who was getting washed that shot him. It was somebody
Nah, it was his
else.
man. Yeah,
So
because somebody
you get what I'm
when you
saying? So
have
now my whole thing
yeah,
is like, is it worth? You get what I'm saying? Like, damn, like you always say, yo, listen, fight it out, fight it out. Like we teach the new kids, like, yo, this is how we got it in when we were younger. And now the kid gets washed. You get what I'm saying? It looked like someone's taking a beating. You get what I'm saying? I mean, yo, listen, listen, not everybody in the fight, you got winners, you got losers. That's just
right.
what it is. You get what I'm saying? So at the time, someone's getting washed, and then now here comes the bullshit, the extra shit. So it's like, damn, if it was really worth all of that, do we fight?
I mean, you got, and I hope everybody would think about this too. Like all right. So the dude supposedly he was fighting was somebody as well. I don't know his name. He was an artist. You know what I mean, or related, or had ties to another artist. You know what I mean. So when you have somebody, like for instance, there's been times where I've been out with people. You know what I mean, and something pop off, and somebody I'm with might do something just to prove a point to me, like he got me. You know what I'm saying? It could have been one of those things too. You know what I mean? Like I've been in multiple times like that where something already go down, you know what I mean? And I'm already reacting. Somebody like, yo, chill, chill, chill. And all of a sudden I see something happen. I'm like, yo, now, yo, we got that. Don't worry about that. You know what I mean? It could have been that type of shit too. Went to where the kid, you know, was popping off. He didn't know what to do. You know what I mean? He got scared because that happens a lot. You know what I mean? Somebody gets scared,
Well,
all of a
I
sudden
mean,
the gun come out. Matter of fact, check out the little homie right there. YNVG talking about Quando Rondo. That's who he had beef with. And these dudes were
yeah, but
associated with
yeah,
him.
but
You know what I mean?
I'm just going off of the shit that I heard from his manager. His manager said they were sitting in the car. So let's play it out, right? Me and
Right.
you sitting in the car, you the manager. Somebody pull up on me and be like, yo, such and such is over there. Now you already know, or you might not even know, but you know me. You know that if I hop out the car, it's on. It ain't no, you get what I'm saying? But normally we sit back and be like, yo, listen, son is over there. Let's make sure everything is good. Make sure, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, listen, who got the joint? You know what I'm saying? Like, how we gonna handle this situation? You get what I'm saying? But if I hop out the car over some shit that where I feel like, yo, we need to go ahead and get it on. So I hop out and I'm talking to the dude, whatever. He says some shit I don't like. I go in the mouth. Now we scuffling. That's just what it is. So now at that point, you're looking
No, but
at it.
these dudes had beef for a minute, like a minute, like, and that's the one I watched something on King Von. That you know how like they have like those Chicago documentaries, you know what I mean,
Yeah,
about hip
yeah.
hop artists, and I see something about the little homie, and he was a wild dude, like you know what I'm saying. He was
That's
definitely
what I'm
not
saying. So I
no
mean,
pushover, and you
but
know it's
even
crazy.
after that,
Another thing
but
I found out, and it's a little bit off topic, but another thing I found out which blew my fucking mind. You know how they talk about the old block and then they got the other block. I don't know the name of the other dudes, but like they literally a block away shot from each other. A
yeah,
block fucking away. What separates them is the project. That shit blew my mind. Like,
yeah,
my man, I'm from New York, right? We wasn't beefing with if you fucking lived on Locust, we wasn't beefing on you when you lived the next block up on Beaver. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't that type of party. The neighborhood stuck together. Yeah, we might have went fuck with the, you know, had some dudes with the kid, some problems with the dudes from Brownsville, or you know what I mean, going up the other way towards Myrtle Ave. You know what I mean? But it was never a block over. That shit blew my mind. Like they literally going outside killing each other in between. That shit fucked me up. You know what I mean? So to hear that and then to see how seeing this from from the media because we only hearing what they want us to hear. I'm like, yo, wow, and listen to his interview that he had on Million Dollars Worth of Game with Gillian Wallow. Like, son just came off a murder. He just beat a murder charge.
yeah. I
He's
know,
only home a
which is
year and some
wild.
change.
Which
Like,
is he sat up for 3 years fighting that. You know what I'm
right.
saying? And then for him to come out and like I said, dude, it's like, yo, think about it though, homie. Like, yo, listen, it's not even a question about being a gun buster or not. You get what I'm saying? He jumped out the car and was gonna handle his business. It could have been about anything, my nigga. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And then for them to go ahead and handle it like man, like his homie said, his manager said, normally the nigga's on point. So for him to just be on go mode, then it has to be something that is going to get you on that point. So now, like I said, if it's me or you, dude, Like I know there's certain situations that if you know we in the car and you like, yo, if I ever see this, you don't even gotta tell me if you ever see this nigga. I know if you hop out and it's go mode, then I know, yo, this nigga's liable to punch this nigga in the face. If he got the joint on him, he's liable to gun butt this nigga. He's liable to shoot. I don't know what he's gonna do because he just on go mode. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like when you're on go mode, my nigga, my thing is to have your back. You get what I'm
Right.
saying? So
Yeah, they saying they saying you sound a little bit hollow, like your
as far
sound is a little bit off. Um,
what? I don't know.
yeah.
I mean, tell yourself.
So while we talking about all that, Ti comes out and talks out his face while all this is going on with with the King Von situation, talking about handle y'all beefs in your own city. You know what I mean? When I heard that, when I personally heard that, I'm like, fuck, who the fuck is Ti? Like you know what I'm saying? When it happens, it happens, and I don't think he realizing like Ti Atlanta's not Atlanta no more. You know what I mean? Atlanta's Atlanta, but Atlanta has a lot of people from other states in there. New York is in there heavy. I know mad people from New York that live in Atlanta. It's cheaper to live in Atlanta compared to New York. You know what I mean? So I know a lot of people are migrating to Atlanta or coming down, down here. You know what I mean? So you know is that is that a valid statement?
Ti's in everything but a fucking coffin. Ti needs to just calm down, my nigga. Like real talk, he's doing a little bit too much. That shit ain't got nothing to do with him. You can't dance to every song, Ti. You get what I'm saying? Like that's just how I'm feeling about the situation. You get what I'm saying? Like Ti, I don't know if he's looking for attention or what, but to me, he's doing a little bit too much. So yeah, he just needs to fall back. Somebody like this is obviously this, like you said, this is something serious that they had in going on. Like you said, normally son is very cautious and don't operate like that. He
Right.
jumped out, and yeah, he just moved. He lives in Atlanta, but he's not from Atlanta. You get what I'm
Mm.
saying? And obviously, this beef didn't start in Atlanta. You get what I'm saying? So this shit has to be something that's brewed. You get what I'm saying? Just for him to
Right.
be on go mode. I mean, just judging by what I've seen of him, his character. You get what I'm saying? Like, yo, dude, he sat up for 3 years. You know, facing 28, 30 years. So it just doesn't make sense. But for Ti,
It's another thing too. I think a lot of and artists need to realize this. Any type of creator, right, needs to realize that the energy you putting out, eventually you're gonna have to show that's your type of vibe, that's your type of energy, right? Like you know what I mean. When you talking all this gangster shit, you know what I mean. Eventually somebody's gonna see if you really gangster, right? Like you know what I mean. Like no matter where you at, somebody somehow, whether you're an artist, whether you whatever, you know what I mean. Eventually you out here portraying something, somebody gonna push that button to see if that's really what it is, right? You know
yeah,
what I mean? So I think you got to be conscious of what you're putting out there. You know what I mean? Yeah, don't get me wrong. I understand. You trying to. Sometimes you got a gimmick. You know what I mean? And that might be your gimmick. You know what I mean? But you got to really be conscious of what you putting, because somebody really gonna try to see if what you putting out there is really that type of energy. If that's really you. You know what I mean? Because again, when you become somebody that everybody's looking at, everybody wants to everybody wants to be the guy to say, yo, listen, I took Benny the Butcher's chain. Yo, I took Shad's hat. Or, you know what I mean? Or I ran down on this dude and snuffed him. Like, how many times have you heard that? Just so they could go, like I remember back in the day, True Life in them when they took Jim Jones in them chain. Like, you know what I mean? First thing they did was go to YouTube and put it up and all that. You know what I mean? Like somebody is gonna try to see if that's really you. You know what I mean? So you gotta watch what you really. If you're gonna talk about all these guns, you better have a gun, because somebody gonna pull a gun out on you eventually. Like it's gonna happen. Like, you know what I mean?
also, well, you know what it is too. That a lot of people, yo, dude, sometimes these rapper dudes be getting, they have real personal beef. So what might sound or might somebody might think there's no real beef might actually be some real beef behind the scenes. Like you get what I'm saying? Like somebody's favorite rapper might get smacked by somebody that you like, and you be like, "Damn, why? What the fuck happened?" But meanwhile, there's a backstory. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, I mean, my
Like yo,
thing
I
is,
know I know cases of where people robbed artists for somebody else just so they could be cool with them. Like, you know what I mean? Like certain rappers might have beef with each other, right? And you know, they might have like this one artist might, you know some wild motherfuckers, right? Who really about that. You know what I mean? And those wild motherfuckers end up seeing the other artists or whatever, you know what I mean? And all of a sudden they get them, rob them for whatever. And then they hit the artist like, yo, son, we did that for you. Look what we got. You know what I mean? Just to prove a point. You know what I mean? That's what I was kind of alluding to earlier. You know what I mean? King Von might have been fighting dude, you know what I mean? And putting it in like I don't know, if he really was, putting a whipping on the guy or whatever. But the dude who was with dude probably was like, yo, I got to show my loyalty or prove, you know what I mean? And that's why that happened. That could have been the case. I don't know. You know what I mean? I think what's going on right now is real reckless. You know what I mean? I hope people start paying attention. But let's play a video, then we come back and touch on this some more because we had some other artists who were talking crazy, you know what I mean, about all this that's going on in music. So what's the joint you got next?
You want to play your homies joint, right?
Yeah, you already know I got to play it. Yo, listen, I heard this song, and the minute I heard it, first of all, I was amazed. He looks young. I don't know exactly how old he is. If you tuned in, let us know how old you are. You know what I mean? Shout out Big Fakes Music. That's how I came across it. You know what I mean? He's been sending me joints here and there, not full songs, like snippets that he been putting up. You know, he let me hear them, and I'm like, yo, I'm interested to see what he got. And then when I seen the video and I heard the song, I heard the song before the video. You know what I mean? So I was like, yo, son, he got something, especially to be, he looks young. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. I give him somewhere in the probably the 16, in the teen. I give him in the teens. He's somewhere in the teens. Correct me if I'm wrong. So when you see it, let me know what you thought, because I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I fuck with the joint.
All right, well, you already know DJ Wreck Boy Shot, the homie Chris in the studio. Yo, let us know what you think. All right, easy.
Why don't you love me? Why the hell you did me dirty? Thought you was the one I could show love to, now I'm hurting. Ever since that night that I told you that I was broken, now I feel like a clown, this is not no circus. Yeah, looking back, it was way too much giving. Cause you stole my heart in my movie, yeah, you the villain. I can't even show no love anymore, it doesn't feel right. I've been overthinking every single night. Yeah, go to sleep crying, thinking if I did you right. I've been taking jokes to ease the pain. I just can't seem to get these memories out my brain. Yeah. Sometimes I feel like going insane. Yeah, I hate myself cause I still love you. Can't even sit here and show you some love like I'm supposed to. Yes, I know that I've been hurt before. I never thought a day in my life that you hurt me more. Hey, why don't you love me? Why don't you love me? Yeah, sipping liquor, feeling dizzy. No, you can't talk down cause all my brothers rolling with me. Smoking all that gas takes my mind to different places. Places I can chill and don't see familiar faces. What do you want me to do? Come down to my place. I do wanna kiss up all of your face, all over your face. Why don't you love me? Why don't you love me? Why don't you love me, girl? Why don't you touch me, girl? If I don't have you, I feel like I'ma die. My heart is broken.
What's good, my people? You already know DJ Wreck Boy shot the homie Chris in the studio. Chris got his lights going.
Yo, listen. My bad. Let me put the light. Yo, listen. Shot. First and foremost, he said I seen he said he was 17 years old. What he know about love, I don't know. But my man wrote his ass off on that shit. You can't tell me otherwise.
Nah, you know what's funny is I put the video together, but I didn't really listen and look,
Uh-huh.
but nah, it was dope. It was dope. It was definitely dope. 17. Yeah, I'm
Yo,
feeling that.
17 shot. 17. I mean, I know another 17-year-old who do something like that. Shout out the hoodies. But what young kid you know could construct a song, my man? Like a song and stay in the lane. You know what I mean? And the video was corresponded to the fucking song. Like, yo, when I heard it, I'm like, yo, son, this little kid, yeah, this little kid got something. It's like
Yeah,
shout out Gabe. Gabe
yeah,
said
that's what I was
ain't
just about
something
to
other
say.
than
Yeah.
money, cars, and people killing. Uh, Foos out there is in Arizona talking about he was bopping to that. Um, Stitches says what he know about love at 17. That's what I said. My first time I was heartbroken at 18. Yo, it's crazy for him to be able to tap into that lane. That's so. I mean, I don't know his personal, his personal things. Maybe he was writing from somebody else's experience, but for him, like I said, and I don't know, yo, Big Face. Let me know if that was your beat, because that beat was crazy too. That yo, so I want to meet the little kid. Once everything starts slowing down, I want to meet. I shouldn't even say little young man. I want to meet the little man. Like, you know what I mean? I still got to get the Big Face studio. You know what I mean? I'm thinking about. I know we haven't spoke about this, but I've been thinking about it. I might pop up over there and do a show over there one day. I think that'd be dope.
That'll be super dope. That would be kind of dope because with our technology and what we on, we bring that shit to the people no matter where you at.
Yo,
So yeah, what
So
up? What up?
Celia said her heart was broke at 16. YVNG Viral said you'd be surprised what I've been through. Celia said ask him directly. Celia, we gonna I've been in talk with Big Face. If you managing him, Big Face will link you with me. We definitely do the interview, bring him on, because I
No,
wanna
that'll
pick
be
the young
dope.
man's brain. You know what I mean? Stitcher says, Chris just mean that you was mature in the way you articulated that song, bro. He was talking to YVNG. Sela says, let us know. Doors are open. Yeah, no, we definitely gonna do the interview, and I definitely want to pop up over there at Big Face. 17 is the age many fall in love with that one person who they believe who loved them forever. I can agree with that. You know what I mean? At that age, we think it could be something that it really isn't. You know what I mean? Shout out to homie Dash. Yo, Dash, you just missed a joint from the young man YNVG Viral. If you get a chance, King, make sure you check that out. Definitely do the replay on that. So let's get back into all this we was talking about. Um, so Jim Jones said a while ago, right? I want to say it was probably like last year. He said,
Yeah.
hip hop artists have one of the most dangerous jobs. You know what I mean? With everything going on, I shouldn't even say with everything going on. Do you agree with that?
Um. Nah. Nah. I'm not jacking that. Jim. A lot of shit. Yo, listen. I'm a strong believer of, you are what you create around you. You
Okay.
get what I'm saying? So my whole thing is, don't get it twisted. There's situations where shit, it goes south. But listen, I don't have to really worry about too much shit going south because I'm not doing those stupid. You get what I'm saying? I'm not in the mix like that. So I can sleep a little bit easier. You want to get into some of these comments? I don't think the age has to do with it, but the experience he got from it.
Yeah. I
Absolutely,
kind
I
of
can agree with that.
shout out, nice. I kind of thought that too. I alluded to that earlier. Maybe he's seen it. You know what I mean? Or who knows? Like shout out Sita. She said, that's around the time you actually might think it's love, or think you fell in love.
Right.
Because I was at that point at one time. You know what I mean? So while we talking about
Like
the
this
song.
young man, just like this young man, he's not around that bullshit. Not to say that he isn't. Like I don't know what his environment entails, But he's rapping about love. He's rapping about chicks. You get what I'm saying? So now to see something happen to him, God forbid, knock on wood, a nigga would be surprised. A nigga would be like, yo, that's fucked up. That
You
would
know
be
what's
kind of
crazy? You know what's crazy that you say that. And maybe it's the people around them too. You know what I mean? Like when you got good role models around you, your life is different. When you have good, people that you can look up to, or people who give you the advice, it's a different type of vibe, right?
nah, absolutely. You are like, yo, listen, you gotta understand, like I said, you know how that shit was, dude. You sleep way easier than what you was sleeping 10 years ago, my dude.
Oh yeah. I sleep now.
So
I
and it's
sleep
not
now.
even
Yeah.
you get what I'm saying? And it's not even though you probably long removed since past 10 years, but that just because you remove yourself from that situation doesn't mean that those lingerings ain't still around. Like when we were making music, my nigga, there was guns in the studio. You get what I'm saying? Like there was shit to where, where we might not have been involved in, but yo, listen, hold on, I gotta go bust a chop real quick. Let me run out. You get what I'm saying? Shit like that to where it's like, yo, nigga, we doing music. You get what I'm saying? Just so happens that the artist that we got in there, he's still trapping. So, yo, listen, I'm gonna down the block a little bit, bust a chop real quick. Hold the tape. Give me like 5 minutes. You get what I'm saying? So, but now once you're totally removed from it, you sleep a little easier. You
So
you
let,
move a
let
little.
let me ask you this, touching on Jim Jones, and for everybody tuning in, let me know what you're thinking about this too. So when he says, he believes rappers have one of the most dangerous jobs, you know what I mean? Do you think he says that because, all right, so even him, like he's a controversial type of guy, right? Like he made his name for himself by doing wild shit. You know what I mean? Like he was the dude, he wasn't always the rapper, right? He was the type of dude who went and, took care of problems. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like that's how he got his name. You know what I mean? So obviously he was doing shit, so shit was happening to him. You know what I mean? So and then you, like I alluded to earlier, you have these artists who portray this lifestyle in their music. You know what I mean? And eventually somebody is gonna try to see if that's really who you are. You know what I mean? So alluding to that, you allude to Jim Jones' statement. Do you think they really have a dangerous job, or do you think that's the position they put themselves in with what they're trying to portray to the people?
I think once they decide to portray or because like yeah, no. Once they open that door to portray as if that's how they live life, like this is what they really are, then yeah, you kind of invite that dog and like you kind of pick your playground. You get what I'm saying? Like you could be somebody who I don't want to outcast. You get what I'm saying? To where they're primarily not really rapping too much about too much really street gutter shit. Versus what's these guys Griselda. You get what I'm
Right,
saying? So and not and to be fair, it's not just about what you rap because sometimes people just rap what they see. They might not live it.
right.
Like you might
But
be the
let me
person.
ask you this: while you right there, do when they seeing this shit and they rapping it, are they, And I know you're not the artist, but do you think that that's possibly what they thinking can happen to them? Like, is that part of it? You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think people are realizing, like, the power of projection is powerful, right? You know what I mean? What you projecting out eventually is gonna what you go. Let me read a comment, and then let me know what you think about that, Shah. Uh, he's focused. He has all things around him and environment and the same as others hood, but he writes about life. That's though he talking about why NVG viral. But so
Well,
what you think, Shah? Like when these guys are writing these raps, let's say they're not. Let's say these artists ain't in the lifestyle. You know what I mean? They really don't know about the gang culture. You know what I mean? They really don't really know about what's going on in the streets, but they see it in the movies. You know what I mean? They see it when they might pass by the hood, or they might hear it from somebody. Do you think that these guys are they thinking it can't happen to them?
um, yeah. Well, I mean, yo, the thing is like I don't. I think the real ones that live that shit know. They know what comes with it. You get what I'm saying? And I think real like the saying "real recognizes real" is so true. You get what I'm saying? Like everybody who knows, or who's been around some shit knew that 6ix9ine was a bozo. Like so
Right.
they treated him as such. So when shit went down, it wasn't so much. You get what I'm saying?
So
So
let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. So who's really killing hip hop? It's a crazy question, right? And I need everybody, I need everybody tuned in to give me your input on this. Who's really killing hip hop?
you think, I mean, who do you think is killing hip hop? You want to jump into this last video and then we get into it?
Yeah, let's jump into this last joint and let everybody, while the video playing, let us know what y'all think about the video. And two, let me know about that question. You know what I mean? Is it these artists who are portraying these lifestyles that they don't live? You know what I mean? Is it these artists who are really about that? And when it pops off, it pops off. You know what I mean? Is it the consumer who's buying into this? You know what I mean? Or is it these big labels who are putting the money to push this agenda onto us? And that's just a couple examples. We can really go in depth if we wanted to, but that's a couple examples. So again, the question is, who's really killing hip hop? What's the last joint you got, Shot?
I got Soulless by Kate Kelly and the homie Vegas Vic. I seen them using there. We can play. But let's get into it. You already know DJ Rick Boy Shot, the homie Chris in the studio. We'll be right back. Let us know what you think. All right, easy.
Yes. Yo. At times my life's compelling, ain't no story, I'ma tell them less it's bedtime. Yeah. Don't ask me questions, no interrogations. I'm going through it, that's the headline. Yeah. I didn't change, so now I'm changing things. I was raised to take my losses like my wins. Gotta brace my wings. I've been flying, that ain't changed a thing. Little smarter, looking younger, that's the major thing. A little darker now, but this color down the tunnel where my feelings always rumbled. If it wasn't for that stumble, I'd be Gucci, I'm above it. Had a moment, some discussion, then my feelings got a muzzle. Unlocking my potential, ultra in the form, my soul driven. I'm an addict for the music through my core. This medication, this rebirth of myself through my meditation. This that don't be calling law on me, that shit is racist. This that don't be getting stupid, man, that shit is blatant. Still respectful with it, nah, but don't test my patience. I ain't never faking. This seemed to be my life and I wouldn't change it. It seemed to be my life and I wouldn't change it. It seemed to be my life and I wouldn't change it. I've been fighting demons from that other side. I was sipping, leaning on that demon time. Grandmama told me, boy, you out of line. I'ma do Diallo that I lost my mind. 15 thinking, what a time to be alive. My future looking Drake, I'm smoking cherry pie. My thoughts so off the wall, I hate my 9 to 5. I pray I make a milli, fuck it, make it 5.
What's goody, my peoples? You already know DJ Red Boy Shot, the homie Chris in the studio. Yo, I hope my mic is a little bit better. I kind of switched it up for you, so hopefully it sounds a little better. So what you thought?
Yo, I'm gonna keep it all the way stack. I fucks with K Kelly and Vic. Why? Because they different.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna hear. You're not again. You know what I mean? Like shout out the dude, Young Viral. That's how you pronounce his name, Young Viral. It's different, right? It's not what you're gonna hear on the radio. It's not what you're gonna hear the other artists trying to sound like. You know what I mean? They got their lane and they stay in their lane. And what I also like about them is they make their own beats. They produce their own videos. You know what I mean? They record themselves. They mix and master themselves. Like everything is in house. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
salute to them. Like I always said, man, I'm always looking forward to hearing music from them. And I definitely want to hear more from Vic. You know what I mean? I've been saying that for like 3 years. I hope y'all tuned in and y'all listening. Like, I want to hear some shit from him. I want Vic to just black the fuck out. Like, I'm waiting for that shit that he just go on. Like, I see Vic and I don't know him personally, but I feel like I know him because we've been, following each other for so long. We might have crossed paths when I lived out there. You know what I mean? But when I see Vic, like I think of some game shit to where he could do 192 bars and just go crazy, real talk. Like
Yeah, now,
I envision that, you know what I mean? And they in the building, maybe they can let me know, you know what I mean? But I see that when I think of Vic or when I hear him. Like I just want him to go crazy on something.
it's funny that you say that because you know, I'm working on some stuff for the show, and I went back and watched their interview when we had them all on there, and they are super super dope. It's like Wu Tang and Tribe Called Quest mixed together. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yo,
They
the
got
vibe. Yeah,
Capo.
you got like it's weird. Like all three of them are different, and they make this element. And they when they come
Yeah,
in,
yeah, yeah,
it's like a
yeah,
gumbo. Like you know what I mean? Like
yeah, yeah.
it's something
And they have their
special.
own flavor, like you said. They have
Right,
their own flavor. They
right.
have their own style, and they're staying true. You get what I'm saying? And it's weird because we cool with a lot of niggas who actually who actually keep it their own style. You know, J.O. Royal's another one. Shout out to the homie J.O. Royal. Shout out to the big homie Scope. He's another one. You get what I'm saying? Who, you know, they do the music that they like. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So, you know, there's no compromising with them. And
Shout out the homie Foos all the way out there in Arizona. Talking about the beat was nice, just wasn't feeling the vibe, but I see the beast in him. So he's saying he could see the potential. He wasn't really feeling this joint. But that's that's dope to hear a different man's feedback. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what the artists need, and that's what this show is really about.
you,
But
you know what's crazy though is because I first heard the song, and then when I seen the video, I already knew. Like I listened to the song. The video to me was like super dope. I'm sitting there looking at their studio, like all the pictures and shit on the side, you know, because I'm
right,
into
right,
a
right,
lot.
right.
So it's like, you know, like I said, I fucks with them. So it was, you know,
Yeah,
just for
you know
me, it
what
was a good.
too?
What up?
K Killy's one of those artists that you got to go back and listen to too.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
what I mean by that is sometimes you might not get it when you first hear it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like he says some shit that it might go over your head. You know what I mean? And all of a sudden you go back and do the replay, you like, yo, word,
But you know
like
what's funny?
I didn't get that at first. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You know what's cool though? It's not even funny. What's cool is we've seen the growth in him. Like we seen him before he started, you know, college when he was just learning and you know just getting into the production and you know the visual to see him now to where he's at. You know, I'm definitely proud of him. You know,
You know,
we seen the dreads come, we seen the dreads go.
just go.
Yeah,
Right, right,
yeah,
right,
I
right,
know.
right,
So
right.
it's like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, salute to the big homie, man. They over there
You know
doing
what's
big
crazy
things.
is their style of beats too, right? Like their beats is dope, but they so subtle that they
Yeah,
leaving room.
yeah,
They leaving like they knock. You don't get me wrong.
yeah,
Like they're not so subtle that you're not paying attention. You know what I mean? But they knocking, right? They like you paying attention to the beat, but they leaving room for them to go crazy on the shit too.
yeah.
Like
No, no,
again, yo,
no,
listen, I need
absolutely.
y'all to go back and really listen to what he said. Like the first time might have went over y'all. You know what I mean? Go back and check it out and let me know the second time after you hear it. Because for me, again, when I heard it first, I was feeling it. You know what I mean? Because I know his lane, I know his style of music. You know what I mean? I know what I go to K Killy to hear, right? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And Vic, you know what I mean? But again, some of the shit he said, I didn't catch on at first, right? So I had to go back and listen again, like, oh shit. That was slick. That was nice. You know what I mean? K Killy said, appreciate the feedback from y'all. You're gonna get that energy on my next tape. So much growth. How selflessness. I guess that's the new joint. But so the question before we went to the video, because we don't got that much time, we gotta wrap this up. If you tuned in, the question I presented to you guys in shot, who's really killing hip hop? So the reason I asked that question was because you got a lot of these artists killing each other. You got people killing artists. You have artists overdosing, killing themselves. You have the consumer buying into this facade that is being pushed by some of these artists. You have some of these artists who are really living this lifestyle, you know what I mean, and pushing this to the consumers, and the consumers buying into it and making it more bigger. You have these bigger companies, these music labels who are looking for this style of music and these type of artists to consume hip hop and push it to the masses. You know what I mean? So, in your opinion, Shad, and for the people who tuned in, who's really killing hip hop?
I don't think nobody's killing hip hop. people might get upset, but I'm gonna call it the balance of power. Some gotta go, some gotta stay. You get what I'm saying?
Really?
It
So is
sucks.
that's just that simple of an answer, huh?
I mean, for me, I mean, yo, listen, like you can't like, you know why? Because there's so many fucking elements to it. Like, like I because the consumer could be ignorant and take it to the next level. You get what I'm saying? And not understand that this person really isn't about this life. You get what I'm
My,
saying? And they
my
try to
bad, shot. My bad. I don't mean to cut you off, Gabe. I'm not talking about like in terms of music. I'm talking about like artists and what's being pushed to the people. You know what I mean? Because everybody
well
says all the
see,
time like,
but
got shot."
that's but that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
That's where I'm going to. That it's
got. Let me
always
know. My bad.
yeah, it's not dying and nobody's killing it. It just this is just for first and foremost that it's more accessible to see what's going on. So
Right.
now we're on. I don't know what happened. It looked like we went in and out. I don't know. Are you still there? I don't know.
Then
It
I'm
looks
here.
like I don't
I'm
know.
here. You don't hear
All
me?
right. Yeah, no. It seemed like it looks like you froze in there. But I don't know. All right, now we go. We go. We go. We go.
All right.
But no, I think it's more so of the fact that it's always gonna evolve. It's always gonna keep going. It's always gonna keep getting better. Right now, we're at a fortunate time to where we're seeing a lot of bad stuff is happening. But I mean, it's like everything else. Every other major culture, it's about the rotation of life. You get what I'm saying? So it sucks that we're losing people the way we are in hip hop and in the culture. But I mean, what are you really gonna do? I
So
mean, there's no real one answer to stop it. So now
right.
that so now you got to continue to smarten up. Some people, that's what it is, man. Some people, that's their destiny. Some people, you get what I'm saying?
You know what's crazy is that when I posed the question, I wasn't thinking in that light. I was thinking more towards these a lot of these young artists ain't getting to extension. You know what I mean? They're not getting to live the hip hop life. Like these artists have so much more to give to music. You know what I mean? And that's where I was giving the question towards more like who's really killing hip hop. You know what I mean? Like, because these artists are hip hop, right? You know what I mean? They're making this music that these kids are listening to. So is it these artists that are doing this to themselves? I guess that was the better question I should have asked. You know what I mean? Or is it us buying into this and making them believe this? You know what I mean? And it just goes that
Nah,
much
it's
more.
it's a it's a two-way street only because you have a responsibility as an artist and you have a responsibility as a consumer. You get what I'm
Right.
saying? Like when I buy things for my kids, when I give them my card and they say, "Yo, can I download this?" Then there's a responsibility that comes with that. So when my 13-year-old son wants to download some shit that where it might be talking a little bit crazy, I have the responsibility to let him know that yo, listen, put him on the game. You know, M Night said, I think people say it's dead because their interpretation of it might not be what they like. Yeah, yeah,
Right, right,
yeah.
right, right,
That
right.
makes sense. Fu said hip hop won't ever die. Yeah, that's true because it's never going
Yeah,
nowhere.
yeah. Again, don't think about hip hop. I'm not talking about hip hop like the music of hip hop. I'm talking about like the artists who are not getting to evolve into the artists, right? Like these younger guys who are the 17s, the 18s, the 19s, the 20s. You know what I mean? Like for instance, King Von, that he ain't even put out an album yet. Like you know what I'm saying? Like they was just on a
Yeah,
single. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? Gabe, what's killing hip hop is the diverseness in the culture. God forbid we work towards a goal for everyone to eat and pass the legacy along. Interesting point of view. Interesting point of view.
Well, see,
You know what
that's
I
funny
mean?
because that in itself is a whole nother conversation because it's like it's everybody's interpretation of what hip hop is. You get what I'm saying? And because there's so many different interpretations of what hip hop is, that we're kind of forced to deal with all of the interpretations of hip hop. Now,
Right.
whether indulge in it or not, trap, drill is hip hop. Whether you chose to listen to drill or not, it's still part of hip hop.
You know what? Fuck.
Even if you say it's not part of hip hop, somebody
Right.
that loves hip hop is gonna tell you it's part of hip hop. So you
You,
got to
you,
deal with it.
what messes me up, honestly speaking, is when like a lot of these younger artists feel like they need like a backing when they come into this music. And I say that to say this, like they start messing with these gangs. You know what I mean? Most of these artists probably wasn't affiliated before. You know what I mean? They use it as that stepping stone to be seen because, like I tell people all the time, the power's in numbers. You know what I mean? So the more people you have with you, the more noise you make. You know what I mean? And the
Right.
more impression you can have on people. You know what I mean? And I think that's where it turns into something different, right? You know what I mean? Like you have these artists like Rat Nine, you know what I mean, who use that to boost his career.
This nigga
You know
said
what I mean?
rap. You a funny
Yeah, like we
nigga.
could go, we could talk about Jim Jones, another one who kind of used that every song he's talking. You know what I mean? Cash Money. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and trash this, but we could go on and on and on, right? Like, and I think that's where it kind of messes it up. I'm not gonna say it kills it, but it messes it up. Like Chris Brown is claiming the set. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got Ray J claiming the set. You got Tiger claiming the set. Like people need to really dig into what's really going on here. Like these guys are doing that because they're using that one to make their name bigger. So these people who are affiliated in that
Yeah, but
culture
what happens?
starts talking about them. Yeah,
But what happens to when you run into a nigga who really lived that life?
that's
Like
that's where that's where it
see, like,
becomes.
see,
It be
that's the
like
thing.
what was yeah
People think like Ray J. People think Ray J because he's an R&B singer and he get caught up in some foolish shit. Ray J got some niggas out there that would kill for this little nigga. You get
right,
what I'm saying?
but that's because of the affiliation, right? Like who
Yeah,
was the
but I
one
mean,
artist? There was an artist who went to California and they tried to put their hand around somebody. What artist was that? And that particular gang was Soldier Boy.
yeah,
He claimed a set, right? You know what I mean? And he went somewhere and he went to Compton out there, or I forgot it was Watts somewhere out there. He, tried to say he from out there and all this and all that. And if people wasn't paying attention, that proved exactly what I'm saying now. Like a lot of these artists gotta, yeah. The gangs became the promo teams for the artists, but also their security and everything else affiliated with that, right? So same thing with this kid King Von. He grew up in the old block, right? Or in that neighborhood. He became affiliated with these guys, right? You know what I mean? So it kind of came into the territory, right? The Jim Jones, all these other people. By so I guess what I'm trying to say is by affiliation, you could become guilty. And what I mean by that is by the people you hang out with, now their problem now becomes your problem. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And then
yeah,
somebody tries to, press that button, or somebody's really about that life and they're gonna see if you really about that life, and they, you know what I mean? Like one thing I've learned is I'm not worried about the rah-rah, the dude you see that's I'm not worried about him. I'm worried about the one next to him that ain't saying a motherfucking word. That's the one I'm like, yo, son, watch him. The dude who's sitting there talking all that tough shit, that's not him. That's not the not saying that's not his personality, that's not his persona, but that's not the one that's gonna do harm to you. The one
right.
that's sitting there, quiet than a motherfucker like this, just watching everybody, and you might be talking shit to all of them, and that dude just sitting there like this. You might get a smirk out of him or something like, That's the one that is gonna be the one that's gonna do something.
Yeah, well, like I said, like the homie said, I believe the energy you put in is what you get back. I don't, you know
Right.
what I'm saying? But at the same time, like, dude, if we had an artist and we were in New York and we were doing a video and you say, yo, listen, we need 50 people to pull up. Most of my homies is blood. So if I call them and be like, yo, pull up, they go pull up. You get what I'm saying? I got some other
Yeah, but
homies.
there will be, you already know there will be some, yo,
No,
listen, this ain't there ain't gonna be
yeah,
no
I mean,
flagging, there
yeah,
ain't
no,
gonna
no,
be
no,
no
no, no.
what you
I mean,
call
but
it.
absolutely, but that's not gonna stop. I mean, my whole thing is like, yo, listen, some
Yeah,
people, like Gay said, that kind of culture is what's like. Everybody likes the game life. Nobody likes the game reality.
you know what's crazy is I had somebody just told me this the other day. They was like, yo, because we got the homie, you know what I mean, who mess with us, you know what I mean, and Like that's like our brother, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna say his name because I don't want to put his shit on the street, but you know who I'm talking about, right? And
Yeah.
he's affiliated with us, but never once did we use his status in whatever he has done with what we had going on, right? That would have been the easy thing to do. That would have been very easy. Yo, we got the big homie. This is y'all know, like it's easy to say his name, right?
Green
And people be
lights would
like,
have been lit. Green
yeah,
lights would have been lit.
and people would be like, yo, you got him with you, we with you, without even knowing us, right? Like that's the easy
Yeah.
shit to
No,
do.
no, no,
But
absolutely.
we never went that route because I think we realized like that's not again like we said earlier, and like the homie Nice is talking about, what you put out is what you're gonna receive, right? You know what I mean? And then by doing that, whatever problems he had prior to when he decided to he was gonna, you know, go change do a different route, we would have acquired at that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nice says another thing, you get wiser, you understand the positions, you don't want to put yourself in 100%. Uh
Absolutely. That's what it
Gabriel
really comes
says
down
Gabriel says, great point. Back in the days, we was like, oh man, what would happen if LL Cool J sees Kumo D out in the street? They fighting. Nowadays, the rappers getting killed and being shot by unknown people because of new affiliations you speak of. And I think that's what it really comes down to. Like when you have, I think we wrap it up with this too. You got to be able to control the people around you, right? Like especially when you get to a certain point. You know what I mean? Like if you know if your life if this is changing your life and this is how you providing for your family and the ones around you and providing opportunity as far as jobs, and you know you're able to take your people out of a bad environment and put them in places to where you know their life changes, and then now you broke that, you know, that generational curse, not only for yourself but for others who are around you. You know what I mean? It's time to, you know, reevaluate who's in your circle. You know what I mean? Because like I tell people all the time, you are who you hang out with, right?
well,
So
I'm
if
also
you
I'm also go
got
ahead.
now, I was gonna say, you are who you hang out with, right? So if you could be the richest person in the world, but if you hang out with a bunch of bums, people are gonna perceive you to be the bum. You know what I mean? If you hang out with a bunch of, you know, people loudmouths and all that shit, you're gonna be perceived as that too. You hang out with a bunch of dudes who are out in the corner, you're gonna be seen as that too. Not necessarily might not be you, but you're gonna be perceived as that. And I think that's what's going on in the music. You know what I mean? A lot of these artists ain't what they're being perceived as. You know what I mean? But that's the
Right.
persona they're pushing out, you know, the gimmick that they're using. And then it turns out to be something that, you know, ends up possibly taking their life or them going to jail or getting caught up in other type of shit.
Well, yeah, yeah. I mean, my thing is this. It's like I said, it's a two-way street. You get what I'm saying? Because like you said, dude, I've I've gotten calls where people was like, "Yo, what's up?" Be like, "Nah, that shit ain't about nothing. Let it go." You get what I'm saying? And you get what I'm saying? And I'm nowhere near part of that. You get what I'm saying? Like my thing is like, yo, dude, man, I'm on my other shit. But there's been, you get what I'm saying? It could easily would be like, yo, listen, my nigga, as long as I don't hear about it, it is what it is. You get what I'm saying? Green lights on whatever you think is disrespectful. You get what I'm saying? And now that's fueling the fire. So it comes to a point to where even those who can push those buttons really sit there and think for both parties. You get what I'm saying? Because it could be like, yo, listen, all right, he's a rapper. Are we really gonna take this guy serious? You get what I'm saying? Like, does it have to go past words? You get what I'm saying? And then you have people from all different angles who might not know what the real situation is, but are feeding into it. The media, you know, it could be family, it could be friends, it could be any bullshit. So now it's like, you know what? Now it's up to you. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like,
I don't think a lot of people know that. Like think about it, Shad. Like real talk. Let's keep it a stack. At 17, 18, 16, 20, 21, you're thinking you living forever, right? Like
no,
you ain't
no,
thinking it can
absolutely.
happen. You ain't thinking it can happen to you, right? So it takes
Right.
those people, those older people who are around you to hopefully give you that type of environment to, you know, that gets you to think that you could believe. Because it's crazy. If I think back, you know what I mean? And I used to tell people all the time at 15, 14, 16, I probably told you this before. Yo, if I make it to 21, I'm blessed. I never
Right.
thought I was gonna make it to
Yeah.
21. I'm talking about jail, all that, but I never spoke about it. Only people who were close to me knew that, you know what I mean? Like, yo, damn, if I make it there, to me that was an accomplishment coming from where I come from, right? To make it to
Right.
that age. I thought that was big, you know what I mean? And also even graduating, like, yo, damn, I'm never gonna graduate because I seen that was the environment I was in. That's what I believe. But like the homie Nice said, you got the power to set your landscape, right? And I was able to be
Absolutely.
blessed to have people around me who were older that might have let me get into some shit to let me bump and see my head, but was also telling me, yo, this is on the other side.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
not
they
gonna
kept the
tell
bumpers
you.
on you.
Yeah, I'm
They
not
kept
gonna
the
tell
bumpers on
you.
you.
Now they
Yeah.
never held me back. You know what I mean? But they never also they let me make my decision. But they told me, yo, listen, if you do A, this you're gonna get to B. You know what I'm saying? If you do C, you're gonna get to D. This is the thing. Or you can stay on A. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it. Even in the game culture, like I got family who's big, like big names. You know what I'm saying? Like big fucking names. And never once did they tell me, yo, listen, this is what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Nah, they if anything, they told me this is what I'm not doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, yo, listen, you're not doing that shit. Like, and Fush just said it, yo, we used to say that shit all the time. Like, I dead ass used to think, yo, I'm not gonna make it to that age because that was the environment I was in. That's what I seen. You know what I mean? Like, I'll give you a good example. I lived in Brooklyn till I was like 14, 15, somewhere around there, right? I moved upstate. I never knew I could go from the projects to living in a house. Like, think about that, shot. Like living in a project building, you know what I mean? And how that shit is, the environment is. If people know, they know, right? And then you go
Yeah.
to all of a sudden living in a house, my man, to where you got a yard. You know what I mean? Like you got a fucking basement. Like, you know what I mean? You got a driveway to park your motherfucking car, right? And then I go from that and I'm like, oh shit, like, yo, this shit is possible. Everything that everybody told me that, yo, you're not gonna make it out of here, you're gonna die here, you're gonna go to jail, whatever. My parents was able to bring that to light, right? So now I'm able to see that shit. Yo, the fuck this dude on the corner was talking about, I gotta do this to do this. I just see my parents do it without doing none of that, right? So then at a young age, I'm like, yo, my father bought his first house, and this, dead ass, this is what I was thinking. My father bought his first house at 50 something years old. I made a pact at 17. I'm gonna buy my first house at 20 something. And that's what I did. At 25, I bought my first house. But I learned that from seeing in the different environment. I got out of one environment that was everything was negative, right? And I went into a whole nother environment to where I moved upstate and I see space and opportunity.
Right.
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 That's all I see when I went up there. Everybody from up there would talk bad on it, right? Like, yo, damn, this place ain't got shit. This ain't doing shit. I didn't see it as that. I seen it as, yo, look what I could do over here. I could go outside and scream, nobody can hear me. I could go fucking do multiple shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm able to live. Like, it's not the environment that I was brought up in. You know what I mean? I could have easily been one of these guys who went and portrayed all the other shit. But at that point, I had to make that decision. You know what I mean? What I want to do. You know what I mean? Same thing with you. What did you want to do? And I think that's what everybody at one point in their life got to do. It's either, yo, you're gonna follow down this road or you're gonna go the other way.
Nah, absolutely. I ran straight. I through the fork. So I had to bump my head a
Yeah.
couple times. I had to learn. You know what I'm saying? But all's well ends well. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you're right. It does come a point in time in your life where you like, yo, listen, when you finally realize that you have the power to control what goes
Yeah.
on, what
I
doesn't.
mean, some don't. We know some who still don't believe it. You know what I
Well,
mean?
but yeah, but
Some
sometimes you know what happens is that you got some people by the grace of God who are thinking for them. You get what I'm saying? In certain
right.
situations, and keeping them from being, meeting the Lord earlier.
Right.
But definitely a
So
dope show. We covered a lot.
so
Um,
so so can we can we say it's safe to say to wrap this all up? It's pretty much what you put out there you're gonna receive. Is that a good way
Absolutely.
to sum all this up?
Well, especially in hip hop, and it's there. It's you can be successful. You don't have to go through the route that all these other guys are going through. That doesn't have to be your fate. You get what I'm
Right.
saying? Not to say that that they knew this was the end result, but you do know. So if you're a rapper out there, artist out there, you do know what the end result looks like. So after that, it's on you You get what I'm saying? Like some people don't. Like I always tell my sons, I didn't have somebody telling me, "Yo, this ain't what you're supposed to do." You get what I'm saying? Like I had to figure out this ain't what I'm supposed to do. You get what I'm saying? So you know, with this show, we're telling you can see in real life, in real time, that living this way, this is how it's going to end up. So you don't have to do this. You don't have to become paralyzed and become shot or get booked or get robbed to know that yo, it's time for me to stop perpetrating this lifestyle. You get what I'm saying? You can learn from other people's mistakes. You get what, and that's the main thing. You do that, hip hop is gonna is you know your hip hop career will be good. You'll be safe at least on that note. You get what I'm saying? At least you won't warrant any unnecessary stuff. But if you live by the gun, you die by the gun. It happens. You get what I'm saying? Just figure it out. You know, sooner than later. But no, listen, dope show. I had a good time. Um, definitely enjoyed all three videos. You know what I'm saying? So that was super dope. Like your shirt. You know, you're on your blue shit. You're on your gang shit, gang gang. Gang gang.
Never,
Look at
never no
you.
gang.
Yo,
The gang is
listen,
the
Red Boy
Rodriguez gang.
gang
That's the
gang.
only gang
Red
Chris
Boy gang
involved
gang.
in.
Shout out to all our affiliates, in the field radio, finally TV, the big homie Gabe, Dash over at what we talking about. We got Brutally Honest, the homie Stitches, D and Cove over at Too Humble and the big homie Vaughn. Shout out to everybody that tuned in. Shout out to everybody that watched. Shout out to Foos, and Nice, Gabe, everybody that tuned in, everybody that sent in those videos. I definitely had a good time.
Now it was
I'm
the,
excited about Friday. Friday, we
it
back at
was
it.
it was
What?
good to get into some dialogue, right? Like we've been doing so many interviews and interviews and interviews. I was actually kind of happy that the interview backed out this week. You know what I'm saying? Because one, I wanted to touch on what we did last week, the history all of us contributed to last week, and I kind of wanted to touch on some shit. You know what I mean? Like ain't many times we get the dialogue like this. You know what I mean? Get the people get their thoughts. You know what I mean? And I think this was a discussion that needed to be had.
You know what? You know what's the solution to that? Do another show, nigga.
Nah.
Look at you. Look at your face. Look at your face. All right, you already know that's our time, yo. We be back Friday, but make sure you check the replay. Nah,
Hold on,
nigga. Nah,
hold on, hold on. You ain't even
what?
tell them where to replay. You ain't tell them about
I'm about
Saturday.
to
You
go.
ain't
I'm
tell them
about to go
about
into that.
Friday.
Sip your
Don't
drink.
deep,
Sip
yo.
your drink.
Don't start
Sip
muting
your
my shit
drink.
either. Now
Sip
I've
your
been
drink.
drinking water.
Sip your drink.
Listen. Now it's water. It's water. I'm on my
All
water
right.
shit. Let them know, shot. Let them listen. Let them know. Don't mute me either. Just let them know.
Yo, listen. Make sure you guys tune in. Tomorrow night we're gonna try to get it on Swanee, rolling with Swanee, right? Saturday night, we live, Blaze 'em Up Radio, 8 to 9 p.m. It's going to be 8 to 9:30 now because we went over a little bit of time, but that's the big homie, and he loves us, so he's going to let us rock. We're definitely going to probably replay this back. Chris is over there wilding. He got the music on over there. He got his little light show. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. Yo, listen, catch us Friday night, this Friday. Tomorrow's Thursday. The day after that, we got Phantom of the Beat back in the building. You got some new things going on, new studio, new music, new things happening. I don't know if we're gonna get into videos. I don't know if we're just gonna play. We're just gonna do the whole interview. But
No,
if you got something,
I think we're just gonna do the interview, pick his brain, let him know what we got going on and shit. But I wanted to touch on real quick because I know had a couple of people hit me about bottle. I mean the blast your beats. You know what I'm saying? Couple of people hit me up interested in doing, wanting us to put on another one. We're working on that. We definitely gonna make that happen. I also was talking to Amadeus at the beginning of the week. He has reached out to the producers who he picked. You know what I mean? He's about ready to wrap up who he's gonna pick. He's waiting to hear back from one of them because he's actually speaking to them. You know what I mean? Which is dope. So
nice,
even if they don't win, they now have a contact. You know what I mean? Which is dope within itself.
nice,
I hope that
nice,
I hope
nice.
that people are realizing that. You know what I mean? Not only you don't have to. Sometimes it's not about winning. The deal or whatever. It's about the connection that you can make. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to touch on
Absolutely.
that real quick, let everybody know that, you know, that's still in motion. You know what I mean? He didn't go back on his word. You know what I mean? He's making that happen. He's also a busy man as well. You know what I mean? So, you know, stuff is not moving as fast as maybe some people might like it, but he's on it. You know what I mean? And we're definitely in contact. So as soon as he makes that decision, you already know. It might be any day during the week, because just because it's on King Amadeus, we might just have to do a show and bring him on so he could let everybody know who he's picking.
No, that'll fucking work. That'll definitely work. I definitely want to get you know who I really want to get back on the show?
Who?
Free Jack.
Who?
Free Jack.
You know he dropping that movie. That movie about ready to be out too, because the whole
Yo,
COVID shit fucked up the movie. You know,
yo,
so
listen,
that's about ready to be
we
out.
need to we need to
I hit
holler
a big
at Free
Rob.
Jack.
I hit a big Rob. I get big. Maybe I was thinking about getting him on to be one of the judges. You know what I mean? I was thinking too. Maybe this is something we gotta talk about off air, but I like the people's opinion on this too. Do we bring on two judges, or do we just bring on one at a time and kind of space them out? You know what I
I
mean?
think
That's
I think we bring on one at a time, and then when we go through the last round, because that's what we did. We did 2 rounds, right? And then we did we did, yeah. Well, I think we'll do 2 rounds, and then when we go on for the third one, then we bring in the other guests, because then that way you get what I'm saying. But yo, that's our time for this week. It is exactly 8:30, so the show is an hour and
yeah.
26 minutes, so that's kind of dope. Yo, but we love you guys. Make sure you guys tune in Friday. We got the homie Phantom of the Beat in the building. You already know. That's our time for this week. You got anything else, homie?
Nah, make sure you go like the In the Studio page, man. Tell a friend to tell a friend, tell your grandmother, tell your uncle, your sister, your brother, your cousin, whoever, your long distance, your ex girl, your new girl, your wife, whatever. Let them know. Go like In the Studio with the Rec Boys, man. Check us out on Facebook. Make sure you go like Catch a Rec ENT on Instagram. Just go follow, man, because we definitely gonna be bringing some dope artists like Young Viral, K. Kinley, Vegas Vic. Um,
And we got some new shit coming. We got
yeah,
some our whole
Raekwon
shit.
dropped some new joint. He gonna be, you know what I mean? We got a bunch of new shit. And I would like the people to start sending us the video too, not only the artists, but we'll get on that, you know, another time. But yeah, that's dope show, my G.
All right, you already know, my people. We love you. We out. Easy. Deuces.